right, joining us with reaction from Washington, Stuart Holliday, former ambassador for special political affairs at the UN, and from Oklahoma City, Chris Wilson, former advisor to the Ted Cruz presidential campaign. So, Chris, to you first, is President Trump alienating his base with all of these reversals?
Well, all you have to do is go to the comments section on Breitbart News, and you can see how vast the alienation has begun. I've got a good friend who actually was a leader for the Sanders movement and then moved over and supported Trump. And we had a lot of interesting debates about that, shall we say. But primarily it was because of his positions on foreign policy. And her comment to me earlier today was, when you have Donald Trump taking the same positions as Lindsey Graham and John McCain, then he has completely alienated those of us who got him elected. Now, I find myself in a unique position here where I actually agree with the policy, but am watch in sort of amazement as someone who was against him in the primaries and saw the true illustration of his comments that he could stand on Fifth Avenue and shoot people and not lose supporters. He would not lose supporters. But now, finally, I think they are starting to see that his comments, and the only thing Ann Coulter said that I agree with, is that he said a different thing on the campaign trail than what he is doing today. And whether you agree or disagree with it, the fact is he's doing it and he's losing his base because of it.
Chris, two things you did wrong. One, you read the comment section of a political website. That is, why would you do that? And number two,
what else am I going to do on a Good Friday?
Yeah, a politician changing his mind. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they're born to do. Stuart, what do you have to say to this? Is Trump going to lose all of his hardcore anti-globalist support because of this?
Well, I don't know. Chris knows a lot more about grassroots politics than I do, but I would say the president also campaigned on restoring American leadership and a strong national defense. The Tomahawk missile strike in Syria is a long way from deploying, 500,000 ground troops on the ground and getting back in a major way. And you got to be able to walk as president and chew gum at the same time. The world doesn't stop. The problems continue, and we have threats out there. And I think a lot of people, conservatives, are going to be looking at, do they have a job? Do they have, is the health care situation going to be resolved? On this stuff, we got to be able to protect our borders and advocate for a very strong military, which I think he did during the campaign.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. The fact is, he won by projecting toughness. And, I mean, what he did in Syria and what he just did is the same thing. And I worry about a politician who is too stubborn or has an unbending view of everything and he can't evolve.
Well, no, I completely agree with you. And I agree with what Stuart said, too, is what he is doing in terms of projecting strength is very different than what we may have seen in the past. But the fact is what he promised was an America First policy in which he would, if there was spending on the military, it would be to protect us at home. And frankly, I think most people thought the spending on the military would be devoted toward protecting the borders and reinforcing the wall and standing on the other side of the wall. And so I think we've got to separate out here what he's doing and whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing and how his base is reacting to it. That, to me, is the unique situation he finds himself in, is he really did not allow himself, because of the rhetoric on the campaign, because of his past statements, didn't allow him the room to grow, as Stuart said that he is now growing. And so because of that, he is having this backlash with a very good portion of his base, and not just on foreign policy, also his treatment of Steve Bannon, his elevation of Jared Kushner, and literally bringing him closer in, that you're seeing an eruption take place that I think puts him in jeopardy for the first time since he announced his candidacy and really began to take these positions, that puts him in a very difficult situation with those people who stood by him no matter what happened. Access Hollywood, comments about John McCain, everything he did throughout the campaign, they stayed by him. This is the one thing that could drive a wedge there.
But here's the difference. He's now president. A lot of time, I mean, once your guy gets in, you're just happy he won, right, Stuart? It's like, you know what? As long as he sticks to the wall, he doesn't sacrifice the wall, I'm okay with him. And this other stuff.
Right.
I think we might be confusing Ann Coulter and Pat Buchanan and the comment section of Breitbart with America.
Exactly.
It's the people that speak the most.
Exactly. And I was actually going to make that point, which is you have these very, loud, noticeable voices in that movement that get a lot of attention. And I think the press, frankly, likes to stir this up a little bit, too, to sort of say, look here, your core supporters are questioning your commitment to what you said in the campaign. But I bet you if you polled all those working class people out there in the field, the people that crossed over the lines, the Scoop Jackson Democrats who voted for him, I mean, these people care about their jobs and they care about a strong national defense and restoring American leadership. And so I would be interested to see the difference between what they say and what these other media outlets are saying.
Yeah, I think the good news is that when you elect a deal maker that operates on flexibility, you're going to get a deal maker that operates on flexibility. One day he'll be a globalist, the next day he'll be a protectionist. That's just the way Trump is. Gentlemen, thank you. Coming up next.